Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today we're going to use the galaxy map to track down how to find material traders. And also we're going to use some of the new filters to look how we can find Thargoid and Guardian sites as well. Now I'm sure most people are going to be more interested in the material traders, so do bear with me as we have a look at the Thargoids and Guardians first, but we won't be looking at that for too long and then we get straight to the more interesting part. But that said, finding the Thargoid sites and the Guardian sites are going to become increasingly more relevant as we need materials from those locations, especially the Guardian sites, in order to unlock certain technology. One of the things you're going to notice about Beyond Chapter 1 then is that the galaxy map has had a few updates. There's quite a few new filters on here, and for today we're going to have a look at one of them very closely and another one just briefly in passing. The one I'll look at quickly is civilization. You can see here we've now got human Guardians and Thargoids. So the question is there an active Guardian civilization and an active Thargoid civilization? Well, we know as such there's not, in the sense that there's not a thriving trading economy in each of those areas. We do know there's Thargoid bases and we do know there's Guardian ruins. So you can actually use this system to help you find that a little bit. So let's remove the human ones at the moment. Humans show up in white and grey, or whitey grey type colour. I guess that's white. But let's get rid of them. And we know where Thargoids are roughly located. They're located over this way near the Pleiades system. So we come over here and you can see all the damaged stations. These are shown from another filter over here, but these have been in since 2.1. You can actually switch these on and off if you want. So we go back to here, and so the Pleiades star cluster is here, and around this area somewhere we should start seeing a few green dots which would show Thargoid bases, and if not we can actually type a name of a system in and try and find it that way, but that would kind of defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? So one thing to be aware of then, and it's a mistake I very nearly made there, I've been searching for a few minutes and I realised I still had the show by population feature on. So of course it's not actually going to show any Thargoid sites because there's no human population there. So let's remove that and keep looking a little bit, and somewhere around here, there we go, we should find one of the known Thargoid sites. HIP 19026, that we know there's a Thargoid base there, and as we scroll around, the idea that we should be that we can see a few more green dots, and yeah, there we go. So that basically tells us that we can go to any one of these systems and we should find a Thargoid base there. And I'll have a closer look at this in a future video. We can go out to one of those systems and actually test it out to make sure that is the case of what's going on. Doesn't seem to be too many there, does there? Got those two. Oh, here we go, a couple more. So yeah, not too bad. There's a lot more if you're in the right area. Some of these colours could perhaps be a bit larger or a bit bigger, so you could see them a bit more clearly from the distance. And the same will be true for the Guardians. I'm not actually going to browse all the way over to there, but what we're going to do is go to one of the systems where the new ruins are located, and we can see indeed that that is the blue colour, as it should be from the filter. That's the Guardians. And as we scroll around here, there we go, we should see a few more systems with known Thargoid Guardian activity in them. So there we go. So that's one of the new filters on the galaxy map. The other one that's more pertinent to this particular video, and I think more people are going to be interested in, is how to find material traders. So you find these under services. In fact, there's a number of services you can find. You can search for black markets, very easy now. In the system Bunda at the moment, and you'll see why in the next video rather than this video, but I did need a black market. Another thing you can find is interstellar factors. Interstellar factors use these to pay off bounties and fines. But the thing we're looking for, like I say, is material traders. Now there's three types. You've got raw, manufactured and encoded. So we're going to start with the first one, raw, and we'll see if any actually come up. Now the only locations that will actually display be for locations you already have access to. So if you haven't found any material traders in the past, then you're not going to actually be able to find any at all. What happens is that when you visited a station, it will actually go into your basically into your database for your Galaxy map, and you'll always be able to go back and revisit it. So at some point I've been to this system here and it's collected the data that there is a raw material trader there, V886 Centauri. And if we jump into the system map, we can have a look at the details tab, and at Tanna City we can see there is indeed a material trader. Now the question is, how could we find that if we haven't actually visited? And it's actually gone back to the previous location there. Where are we? There we are. So how can we find that if we actually haven't visited one before? The key to this is finding out what information is relevant to this particular location. So here we can see it's a refinery economy. So raw materials are found in systems that have a refinery economy. So that's very nice. We can use a filter here, switch over to economy, and we can change all these to actually get rid of a few of them. Really want to show refinery, and I'm going to leave extraction on as well, as extraction and refinery are quite well related to each other. Now generally speaking, material traders are only found in systems with a fairly large population, and now we do want to use the show by size, and we want to keep increasing this little tab up here for the minimum amount of population until this little circle actually disappears, because we know there's a material trader in there, and we just want to get an idea of what sort of population these material traders actually hang around in. So V886 Centauri, we want roughly medium-sized population to maximum size, and we want refinery and extraction economy. Right, so now we can see a number of areas are highlighted. These aren't necessarily systems with a material trader in, but we're going to start having a look around at some of these. So what we're going to need to do is click on them and jump into the system map. Then we'll then check each system, or each station rather, in turn, and there's quite a few here on the details, and we can see if there is a material trader there. So it's long-winded, it's not that straightforward, but it does work. So we're going to spend a few minutes just doing this, and I'll let you know how long it takes. Keep an eye on the clock up there, 4:58. So let's have a look. Oh, and I was about to put a cut in there, but no need, because it took just 10 seconds to find another material trader here. So what system is this? This is Wilberg Hub, and the system is Hevari. So that is most likely to be a raw material trader. Of course, we don't know until we actually visit it, but based on the fact it is a refinery economy here, it would likely be the raw one. So let's see if we can find one of the other types of material traders. So we're going to have a look at encoded. Now encoded material, of course, is data material. Raw is elements such as arsenic and things like that. Manufactured would be anything that's actually manufactured by humans. So that's the distinction between each of these. So we're going to have a look for encoded. But they're very small, so there's no guarantees we're actually going to be able to see them from this distance. Right, so there's none actually already in my database, so we're going to try and find one from scratch. So encoded is data, and data can be found in a high-tech economy. So we're going to get rid of extraction and refinery, and we're going to stick on high-tech. And we're actually going to stick to the same population, because we know that's roughly where material traders actually hang out. So we've got a couple of systems over here, potential candidates, just maybe there's a material trader in here. So like I say, it's not all that straightforward, but it does work. Oh look, and straight away we got a material trader. So there's quite a lot of them scattered around, and they're not really that hard to find unless you actually start flying around and docking at each station and undocking, in which case it's going to take you a significant amount of time. So this was for the encoded material, that's data, and if you want manufactured, then let's have a look. You're going to want the, I'm going to get rid of high tech, and we're going to want the industrial filter. So Bunda, I don't think there's one there because I've already been there. I'm actually located there at the moment, but we'll have a look just in case. Is there one in Bunda? Nope, no material trader there. There was another system, Hivari. Now Hivari was actually there just now. We know there is a material trader there. So it may not be the raw material trader, it could be a manufactured because it's also got an industrial economy there. Some systems have more than one economy, so that's the reason that's working in that way. So there's a technology broker here, but no material trader. And we're just going to spend a bit of time just looking around, so then we know at least we found each of the 3 types of material trader. Another technology broker. And there we go, there's a material trader. So again, this is both a refinery and industrial. So it's possible it's a raw trader here, but I suspect it would also be, or most likely be, a manufactured trader, material trader. So one thing that does seem to be key here is that nearly all material traders are associated with a refinery, and that is something to look out for. You can get refinery high-tech, you can get refinery extraction, you can get refinery on its own, and as you can see here, you can get refinery industrial. And that may well play a part in finding one of these material traders. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.